If this isn't a leg day mood, I don't know. Beret bag, my hydro jug's under there, lasers, my new phone case stickers, a Celsius, and Taylor driving her car. What is up, guys? I just got to lift ATX. We are doing workouts that I've been tagged in on Instagram. Today is glute and hamstring, so I went through all of my workouts that I've been tagged in and found a good glute and hamstring workout. I didn't ask for approval on this, so I hope you guys are okay with it. I mean, you guys tagged me in it. All right, fit by Chrissy D. I'm gonna put you off to the side, okay? Give her a follow. Put a really good glute and hamstring workout out. The only thing that I'm gonna be doing differently is she put sumo deadlift as her programming for the workout, so I'm gonna be doing a back squat just because Mondays I program in back squat. We've been focusing on progressive overload for that. We are gonna be starting off with back squat, moving into heavy RDL, hip thrust, and then landmine sumo squats and landmine RDLs. I don't really know if Taylor's coming through this with me. Are you?
I probably will. I can't just like work out by myself.
Okay, so because I'm at because I'm at Lift ATX, the music is really loud here, so I'm gonna be doing a voiceover for the whole workout, letting you guys know how I felt, how exercises are going, and all that. So I hope you guys enjoy this vlog, and we're also gonna be doing this for 2 to 3 days. So yeah. I should probably warn you guys that I'm doing this too. Also drinking a Celsius. So this one tastes like so bad. He said it was good, but I don't like it. It's a vibe out here. Okay, let's hope we can find a treadmill, because every time we come here, we can never find one. Yay! All right, guys, I'm gonna be completely honest. I was really planning on doing a knee sleeve tutorial, but because I was outside, it was so humid and sticky, and it was nearly impossible to get it on. But basically what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna fold it over halfway and pull it up as high as you can to your knee. It took me nearly 10 to 15 minutes to get this on, and I was very frustrated, and I'm not gonna lie, it ruined the first like 3 sets of my workout. But whatever, we can't let it get to us, especially when I'm filming a workout for you guys. So we jumped right into it. I did my programming for back squat, and I did 3 by 3 at 185, and guys, let me tell you, it felt so good to lift heavy on my back squat again. Obviously, we do have room for improvement because we have not gone that heavy in a very long time, but I was pretty happy with where I've been able to get to. Back squat has been very much of a mental game for me. Last week, I did 155 by 10 reps, so going from 155 to 185 for 3 reps was a little bit discouraging, but we gotta do what we gotta do. But Chrissy, my girl, you really wanted to hurt me with this one, those RDLs. I have not done a heavy RDL in a very long time. They hurt. And a little pointer for form on these, you basically want to act like there's a wall behind you and you are pushing your hips back so that your butt can touch the back of the wall. And you guys can probably tell I am wearing straps for this. We were doing a higher rep, and usually my grip does fall through toward the end. So let me just show you guys how I do that real quick. I do an overhand grip, of course, but do the wrapping with your non-dominant hand first, wrap it over twice, and then do it with your dominant hand because it will be a little bit easier that way. Then you're just gonna play around and move the wrist so that way you get a tight grip on there. Now for RDLs, it is obviously very important that you stay in form because you do not want to cause lower back pain. I hear that happen way too often. So really focus on lower weight and form before jumping up to a heavier weight. Okay, Chrissy, I've literally just started and I'm sweating so bad. And we moved on to hip thrust. My friends, we are outside for this, okay? So it is humid, it is hot. I am hating my life in this very moment. I have not done 3 heavy compounds in a very long time. And if you've been following along on my Instagram stories, you know that Lift ATX does have a hip thrust machine. I've been using that because it's so much easier to set up. And after today, I can officially say I know why I did not do barbell hip thrust for a while. Your girl was feeling nauseous, okay? I literally wanted to pass out. And now that I knew I had to move on to a superset of sumo squats with the landmine with RDLs, oh, game over. You'll see my ass legit start to shake. And this is honestly your daily reminder. Get out of your comfort zone in the gym, my friends. I would have never have done this superset because I know it would have killed so bad. As you can see, I moved my way into the RDLs. These hurt. They literally burn your glutes like no other. We did 3 sets here, both by 12 reps. And I'm not gonna lie, I think Chrissy's workout on her page did not even have reps or sets. So I was kind of just going for it. Everything was pretty much high rep. And bam, your girl falls to the ground. She does not want to get up. What the? Can you feel that sweat? Okay, I'm done, guys. And I have literally no water in this water bottle. I'm so hungry. It's time to go back and make some food. Day 2 of doing y'all's workout. Caroline, Okay, I'm gonna try saying your name, but I don't know if I'm able to say it right. Caroline and Anizolio Fit. Definitely butchered your name. But I'm doing your chest, shoulder, and tricep workout. I'm excited because you started off with bench, and your girl wants to start off with bench, so we're choosing that one. But yesterday, obviously, was a really good one, so I'm sure this one will be too. So as I mentioned, the main reason I picked this workout is because it started off with bench press, and I've been programming that. Today was not my day though, guys. I put 2 10s on both sides, and I was just not feeling it. I can usually get this for about 8 reps, but something felt really off in my shoulders, so that's when I decided I was just gonna drop the weight. I do get irritated really easily when I'm not having a good workout and I'm feeling weak, but Taylor is always there for me to make sure that I do not get so much in my head and I do continue to have a good workout. As you see here, that's when I dropped the weight, and we did it for about 12 reps. Sometimes it can get discouraging when your workout partner does have a heavier lift than you. But you do need to remember that you're not going to be a freaking rock star at absolutely everything. My biggest thing has been growing my back the last few months along with my deadlift. So those are 2 things that I'm really confident with. Then we moved our way into overhead barbell presses. Let me tell you, I absolutely hate this chair. Something about it with the way I do press up is I always seem to hit that little rack, which when something as small as that happens, I do obviously get in my head a little bit. So I just took another second for myself and we went with it, repped out some good weight. I think this was about 8 to 10 reps. Next up was Dembele incline presses. These are honestly one of my absolute favorite movements just because my shoulder's a little bit uninlined. So when I can get a good free range of motion with the dumbbells, we rock with it. And as you guys know, a nice push workout does require some tricep movement. So we did a dumbbell overhead extension. I hate these, I really do. Something about my flexibility, I just cannot do it for the life of me. But then anyway, we went into cable flies. These are so underrated. I absolutely love these. Like, look at my shoulders just like popping. And I guess Caroline wants to be a psychopath for programming push-ups at the end of her push day, but whatever, we did it. I was literally about to throw up, and we finished off with saying hi to this little pup. Ooh, babe, I just did a caffeine-free workout. I'm dead post-workout. Like, that workout literally was so hard. The push-ups at the end, are we kidding me? Well, shout out to Caroline and Chrissy. You guys literally killed me this week. I don't think I can do a day 3 of not doing my own workouts because I was just not expecting it. Like, going in there, like, I can kind of just be like, okay, like, I'll do this because I like doing this. But because I had someone else telling me what to do, I had to do exercises I didn't necessarily like. So, win-lose situation, but it honestly did get me out of my comfort zone. I would have never in my life done push-up post-workout. All right, but anyway, let's get into the juicy stuff because I know you guys have been constantly asking what the hell happened to your knees, so I figured today would be a good time to do a story time. I'm gonna be providing photos off to the side, so if that is too much for you, please scroll past it. I don't know, don't look at it, okay? But basically, in 2019, I went abroad to Australia, and while I was in Australia, I got the opportunity to travel to a bunch of other places, and I had a good time. But I went to Bali with a group of about maybe 20 to 30 of us, and we were staying in this massive villa, and the only way of transportation in Bali is mopeds. So I had never driven a moped, but one of my best friends while we were abroad had a moped back home. She's from New Hampshire, so I guess in her little small town that she's from, mopeds were pretty common. The entire week I had her driving me around, but I don't know if you're familiar with Bali Belly. So basically what Bali Belly is, if you drink any of their tap water, it does not respond well to us Americans. So she got very, very sick the last few days while we were in Bali. She was throwing up, had diarrhea. She was just really sick. So it was like one of our last days, and we had been going to this really nice breakfast spot. It had the best acai bowl, sandwiches, avocado toast, smoothies, literally you name it. Everything from there was so good. And it was our last day, and I knew I was probably never gonna go to this restaurant ever again. She was sick in bed, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hop on one of these mopeds and I'm gonna teach myself how to drive it. It was probably around like 9 in the morning, and I had told her the night before, I was like, hey, like I know you're sick, but I'm just gonna go try to hop on the moped and go down the street. I would say maybe like 2 miles away. It wasn't too far, so for a moped ride, that was probably like 5 to 10 minutes. So I was like, you know what? I can do it. 2 straight roads, like I got this. So I hopped onto the moped, and of course in Bali, none of the streets are paved. They're all like pebbles, cobblestone. But when I was trying to teach myself in the really long driveway, there was this massive bump. Like it was kind of like a speed bump. I saw it, and I'm driving the moped, and I just lose complete control when I was going over that bump. I must have like done the gas too much, and I just went straight forward. I was terrified. There was a fence in front of me because I was going at like a weird angle. I wasn't going straight down the road. I was like going around like a corner. There was a fence in front of me. All I saw was that fence, and I knew I had to hop off that moped. So when I was on the moped, I put my foot onto the ground and my foot got stuck, and basically the moped that was going probably like 15 miles an hour, 15, 20 miles an hour, just fell on top of me. Instantly saw stars. I hit my head, of course, grabbed my knee. I was in so much pain. I looked down and I could just feel my blood covered all over my knee, and I was like, oh no, like don't look. And I grabbed my hand, it was just covered in blood. There was no one there besides this neighbor who was watering his plant down the road. He comes over, not speaking any English, and he goes, medic, 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 like trying to say it in English. And I was like, just bring me back to my house. I was just like, I just wanted to get back to my roommate who spoke English, because there was probably like 15, 20 of us in that house, but it was like about this big. And you know, I was looking at it and I was like, I'm gonna need stitches. Like, it was really deep. So we went to CVA type thing because Bali is a third world country, so they didn't really have any like medical care there. So luckily I was leaving Bali the next day. So the next day I went to Australia, and unfortunately getting any type of MRI, x-ray, or anything like that would have been so much money. And I had known that a month later I was gonna be back in the United States, so I was like, okay, I'll just wait until I'm back in the United States and we'll deal with this. Moral of the story is I let it heal on its own. We didn't know what necessarily happened to me. Feel lucky season rolls around, so this is like in the spring of 2019, and going into fall of 2019 I had my Feel Lucky season, and I had not run once. I was like, you know what, preseason will get me back into shape, I'll be fine. So preseason rolls around for Feel Lucky, and I just remember we were doing all bunch of, you know, conditioning, and my knee locked up and I had to fall to the ground because I didn't know what else to do. So I fell to the ground. I hate being in pain and I hate being like vulnerable. So like in that scenario, like my coach was like, are you okay? Everyone was asking me, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I was not fine. I should have stopped what I was doing, but I just kept going. My knee was buckling as I'm running. And you know what? At the end of that, that's when I started crying because I was just so frustrated. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why do I feel like this? Like, what's going on? So mid preseason, that is when my coach and I decided that I had to go get an MRI, because I had been dealing with it for about a week during preseason, where I was just constantly buckling my knee and having to like kind of like fall to the ground. I went and got an MRI. Basically, they had said I had a previous tear in my meniscus along with a very slight tear in my ACL. They said that the ACL tear had pretty much like healed on its own. It just looked like it was a partial tear from like previous history, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm putting these two things together. Like, this must have happened when I had the moped accident. But then the meniscus, they had said like that is definitely something that we should try to fix, but you can, because it's your senior year, play through it. It was not something that I had to get done right away. I could have got this like a surgery for it right then and there, but I would have had to rest for about 4 to 6 weeks, and that would have been pretty much missing my entire Feel Lucky season. So me being the stubborn person I am, I decided not to do anything about it or a break. It helped a lot. Honestly, being a runner during the time did not help. My PT, they had told me that I needed to build up strength in my quads and in my hamstrings to help with my meniscus, so that's really what I've been focusing on, of course, with weight training. And now I've been just wearing a knee sleeve to help with the compression when I am back squatting. I do notice it bother me the most though when I'm doing a rotation out and I'm pushing my knee out. So if I'm back squatting, and it will cause my knee to just sink in because I'm not pushing out, because I feel the pain pushing out. So that's why I wear the compression sleeves when I'm back squatting. But that has been that. The knee sleeves have definitely been helping, but guys, do not take any of the things I've said and take it as advice, because I do regret the way I went about my injury. I definitely should have gotten the help that I needed when I needed it the most, because now I'm still dealing with it today. I'm obviously going to be looking into ways to help myself feel a little bit better, whether that's going to be, you know, maybe surgery, more physical therapy. I'm obviously in a new state right now, so it's a little bit hard finding like people I can trust out here, especially like chiropractors. I used to go to the chiropractor all the time back home, and like moving here, I'm like, I don't have a reliable chiropractor that I genuinely enjoy. So that's my knee story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do need to take rest, please do it, okay? Don't feel like you need to push through like pain, because all of the summer I didn't back squat. I don't think I back squatted for about 2 to 3 months, and I'm now finally working up my strength. I feel so good. I've given myself the rest that it needed, and now I'm like feeling like a badass, like now finally being able to back squat, because that has been my one thing that I've been neglecting. So always remember to rest. And if you did get surgery from an injury, just remember your gains aren't going to disappear. Muscle has memory, so it's gonna be very easy for you to get back to the place where you were. Now I'm just gonna drink this Celsius. Taylor's also doing a little bit of a cleanse today, but I feel like when she sees me with this, she's gonna be like, oh, I want one. Because we were both in the car on the way home from the workout, and we were like, we're so tired. Bye, guys. And I hope everything I just said makes sense, because sometimes when I speak, I'm like, I black out. I'm like, what the hell did I just say? And then I watch it back and I'm like, what are you doing? So make sure you subscribed, share with your friends, tell your friends to subscribe. Videos every Wednesday and Sunday.